Welcome to Dracula Daily, for our 31st installment, July 24th. And things have deteriorated dangerously on the Demeter in just days. The last time we heard from them, all was well, but now 2 men are missing. The weather is wild. The first mate is angry to the point of violence, and the crew might be ready to do something about it. But we also have finally heard from Mina, and it has been a long time. Mina is hanging out with Lucy, who is looking sweeter and lovelier than ever. And do you remember the other day when I said that we have not seen any supernatural forces arrayed against Dracula? We're certainly seeing such forces acting in his favor right now aboard the Demeter, the weather, and in particular, the demeanor of the first mate. We've got to keep an eye on him. I don't know if Lucy's looks being better than ever are indicative of something supernatural at work, something that wouldn't be on the side of good. But as to forces against Dracula, I may have been wrong. I was wrong. Because we did see supernatural, magical weapons offered to and rejected by Jonathan, based on the folkloric knowledge of the people of Transylvania, which he rejected as being too primitive for his advanced English civilization. But what if beneath the veneer of that Victorian upper crust civilization, there remains a folkloric understanding of these forces? What if there is in the environs of the English seaside enough history, enough ancient knowledge to be a bulwark against the coming evil? And what if that understanding can be enacted against Dracula? And who could offer up the knowledge of such forces to our heroes, our eventual vampire hunters? Mina introduces us to Whitby, the idyllic seaside town with an ancient ruined abbey that was sacked by Vikings, and where a rebellious nun was sealed up inside the walls and left to die. And she, of course, now haunts the town known as the White Lady. The lovely vista of this little hamlet is overlooked by a cemetery on the cliff where the dead can gaze upon their old home, and where Mina can sit and write in her journal, listening for the doleful bell that rings mournfully out to sea whenever a ship is lost, or so she's been told. She checks this story with an old fisherman who claims to having put to sea already by the time of Waterloo, and that would make him over 100 years old. And he tells her not to worry about these fairy stories. I wouldn't fash myself about them, miss. Them things be all wore out. Now, mind, I don't say they never was, but they wasn't in my time. They be all very well for the comers and the trippers and the like, but not for a nice young lady like you. Them feet folks from York and Leeds that always be eating cured hams and drinking tea and looking out to buy cheap jet would creed aught. I wonder myself who would be bothered telling lies to them. Even the newspapers, which is full of foolish talk. I must be getting again words home now, miss. For my granddaughter doesn't like to be kept waiting when the tea is ready. For it takes time to cram me a boon the grease. For there's a many of 'em. And I like belly timber sarly by the clock. Mina may very well have ended this entry just like the captain did in his second to last entry. All well.